All right, here we go, y'all. We're recording. Yeah, we're recording.
Ayo.
It's the Hidden Threads podcast, the podcast about private investigations and what else, Victoria?
A whole bunch of other stuff.
A bunch of other stuff. Talk about other stuff. Victoria has never seen the movie Young Guns.
And Mackie showed me a clip from it. It looks so good.
One of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah,
but it's if you need to go watch it.
I will.
It's about Billy the Kid. It's pretty accurate too on their history.
I need to watch
They
it.
Hollywooded up a little bit, but it's got Charlie Sheen, Emilio Estevez, a lot of them when they're young, like teenagers in their early 20s. It's pretty good. But speaking of what we're talking about today, alimony, Victoria.
Alimony.
You know what alimony is?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
Alimony is when you get divorced and your spouse has to pay you money.
Marital support,
Yes.
some people call it, right? I think they call it that in Alabama, marital support. We got a fancy name for it.
Alimony.
Marital support, alimony. Yeah, if you get divorced, you've been married for quite some time, or it's in some kind of agreement you had when you got married or divorced or whatever, one spouse has to pay the other one spousal support for a set amount of time. It could be till they get back on their feet, say 1 year to 3 years. I've seen those. Or it could be in what we call perpetuity.
So forever.
That's a big word, Victoria, perpetuity.
Does that mean forever?
Forever until that spouse, the receiver, gets married or appears to be receiving support from another person.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. That's what most of them say. All right. There may be some different agreements out there that are out there. If you want, make some comments and let us know.
Yeah.
If you see something different. I know some lawyers have seen a lot of different things. By the way, I want a lawyer on the show.
Yes.
Lawyers, get on the show. Come on.
Please.
It don't cost you nothing.
You can do a phone call. You don't have to be, your face doesn't have to show.
We can just do it over the phone. We'll ask
Yeah.
you some questions and then you're done. We'll put your name out there and we're getting a lot of downloads here. So
For
your
real.
name would be out. But yeah, alimony. How does a PI fit into this though? So we get paid and hired when the person paying the alimony thinks that the other spouse is doing a few things. They are either hiding the amount of money they make or they're hiding a relationship.
Yes.
Okay. The first part of this, we're going to get into hiding a relationship. So we get several. We do these quite often where a person will hire us and they're saying, hey, I'm paying my ex-wife $12,000 a month.
And sometimes it really is that ridiculous.
I've seen that much.
Yeah.
I've seen that much. It's usually in the 3 to 5 range, but it's spousal support. Now, if you've been married for 25 years and you're a homemaker, yes, you deserve it.
Yeah.
In my opinion,
I agree.
I agree. But if you are that person and you get in a relationship with another person and you're living with them and they are supporting you, then the payers probably, I don't think they should have to pay it.
Correct.
And if they can get evidence of that, then that alimony gets reduced or eliminated over time.
Mhm.
All right. We get hired because people that are receiving alimony will hide. They'll hide what their relationships, hide what they're doing,
Yeah.
hide money, hide income, all kind of weird
They're
stuff.
getting a good bit of money coming in.
They double down, right?
Right.
They double dip. And we get it quite a bit where they park their cars up the road and walk to their new lover's house and spend the night after night after night. They try to hide their car to make it look like they're not staying over, but in fact they are.
Yeah.
And that's where we come into play. All right. Now, some of these things have to be it says, the wording says sexual relationship. Not all of them say that.
Mhm.
All right. And that's where we go out and we try to catch them out together, acts of affection, those kind of things. So and they have to be living there too. So, or being supported by them is the verbiage.
So them cohabitating count as sexual?
Most of the agreements, it does say
Gotcha.
if you cohabitate.
This
Now,
counts.
we've got one going on where it says sexual relationship. I'm like, how are we going to, people now, based off our last podcast episode,
Right.
the previous one, they do have it out in the open, but most people do not cavort out in the open.
Right.
It's behind closed doors, right?
Yeah.
But but most of the ones are cohabitation is the key word. And we go out and we prove we've had it where this is a funny one.
Mm-hmm.
A few years back, we had a ice storm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we'd already proven that this woman was spending the night. We saw her walking in and out the back door. She parked her car up at a church and
Lovely.
walked around and went to her. They got married.
Goodness.
But anyways, it was she was slipping and sliding and she appeared to be intoxicated. So
like walking?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was one of these deals, our every 5-year ice storm we get around here.
Yeah.
and she was slipping and sliding. So the investigator just pulled up and said, "Hey, do you need a ride?" She said, "Yes." All right. He got in. He had a 4-wheel drive, so his car moved around pretty good. And she got in with him, just hopped in. She appeared to be intoxicated. He had his camera rolling, so he got all the sound.
Man.
And then went on to tell him about how her ex-husband's trying to stop her alimony, but he'll never catch her, living with her new man and all this stuff.
Oh, dear.
And we're like, well, we just did, didn't we?
For real?
And she got out. Thanks for the ride. And then it showed up in court. Her words in a transcript. It was pretty funny.
Gosh, to be her in court. And
she was getting about $12K. This was a business owner guy who had a lot of money, and he was paying this out. But we're forever friends, me and this guy.
Oh my God.
Because we got that stop for him.
Yeah.
But that happens, and that's not the only one where
source.
That's not the only one where they got in the car with us, Victoria.
Are you for real?
No, we had another one where the lady was walking in the rain, and the investigator said, "Hey, would you like a ride?" She said, "Yeah," and got it on tape. I say tape, I'm old school. Got it recorded. Her saying that her husband's trying to stop this, and I'll never catch her. You'll never catch me, type thing. So and it's real. But typically, it's us doing a lot of drive-bys.
Yeah.
We do a lot of searching for cars and trying to figure out the pattern of how they're doing this. Mm-hmm. We got one where it's kind of an ongoing one. This is the one where it has a sexual part in it. We've shown that she is cohabitating there forever.
Yeah.
We went through their garbage and shown where she gets mail there at this guy's house. Her car's there. She just does it in the open, right? And in the trash, it showed, I don't want to get too graphic here, used condoms.
Yeah.
The evidence of a sexual relationship.
Whoa.
But it went before the judge, and he goes, this doesn't prove that they're having sex. I'm like, man, what do we got to do here?
Are you
without
serious?
Breaking in a house, which we can't do, right?
Right.
And it's crazy. But yeah, if you can prove that they are cohabitating, then it's good evidence. I'm talking where their car's there overnight, multiple nights. It can't just be a one-night thing.
Right.
It has to be multiple nights. And we even go a little further and show them out together, out having meals together, like they're in a relationship, right? Like they are in a loving relationship.
Yeah.
What was the word we're using? Another one you like so much?
Passion.
Passion may not show on these as much, but anyways, we show that they're in a loving relationship and are living together, and the alimony typically ceases. They do not have to be married, all right? And it has to have the appearance of marriage,
right?
Okay, supporting one another. And we've had good success with that. And what do you think so far, Victoria?
I love what we do. I mean, I definitely, man or a woman, if you're paying out someone thousands of dollars a month and they're getting more income from someone else, that's just wrong.
Yeah, there's some kind of agreement there, right? It has to be. Now, we had one where we had a lady, and we call her, we've talked about this one before, but called her husband the doctor in a relationship with another person. And she receives about $15,000 a month in alimony now. Right? Now, they got children and all this.
Yeah.
Now, she was a physician assistant. Gave up that career, married this doctor, and became a stay-at-home mom and raised the kids.
Gotcha.
And let her license lapsed and all those things. So she had some training she had to go through to get her license back.
Yeah.
Understandable, right?
Yeah.
And this guy, not only did he have to pay out the monthly marital support, but he had to pay for her retraining. She had to go take some college courses because it had been like 15 years.
Oh, yeah.
She had to go get some retraining and college courses and all those. And he had to pay for all that and pay for them a home, all these things.
I honestly fully agree with that. If your wife stayed at home because you wanted a stay-at-home wife and now y'all are divorced, you owe her some money to get her life back on track.
Especially retraining. That's going to be expensive, especially in the medical field or any field.
She had a very nice profession and dropped it for him. Yeah.
Right. We had one where we proved that this guy, now this was one where the ex-wife was the moneymaker, and she was paying a man marital support.
Gotcha.
And we got him staying with a woman. He'd pull in her garage and close the garage door. We got it on film. I say tape and film, Victoria.
Yeah.
Does that mean I'm old?
Kind of.
Okay. That's good though, right? And we would see him going in, close the door and all that. We got that like 15 times. So, and then leave in the morning. And he was saying he was training to be a physical therapy assistant, right? And he was saying he was doing physical therapy for that woman He said that in court on the stand.
Oh my goodness!
The judge, I was there. The judge just started laughing.
They're so lucky you can't like get locked up for lying in civil.
You can.
I thought in civil you couldn't.
They can lock you up in contempt. They rarely do.
Oh, okay.
They typically say, "Hey, lawyer, you might want to talk to your client and come up with an agreement before I lower the boom on this person." They can lock you up though. I'm not sure what the parameters are there, but you can get locked up for
they take
perjury.
It more seriously in like
the criminal
stuff. Yeah.
But you can get locked up for perjury. I think it's typically a small bond, and you can bond out immediately. But it's more of a embarrassment thing.
It's so embarrassing.
Yeah. But he said he was a physical therapy assistant. So anyways, the judge actually asked him a question and goes, "So do they do overnight visits or whatever?" And the guy's like, "Yeah." And he tried to, and the judge is like, "Just stop."
Oh my
Hey, lawyer. He said, "Hey, lawyer, you might want to talk to your client offline here and get this worked out."
That is so embarrassing.
It's pretty funny. But
I know you were red faced.
I was in the back, and I was like, "Did this really just happen?" It just happened. It did. But the things people say, they just lie outright, man. They just right in front of everybody. I don't get it. But
then you got a bad rap forever.
We had a lot of. There was another guy. He was another one that went on Facebook and say, "This guy thinks he's so secret. Look, I see he was watching us. It was from the court documents, and I was in the courtroom. I testified on the stand, and he watched me, and he tried to be cool on Facebook.
Is so ridiculous.
And say,
God.
I caught him. Yeah, no, you didn't catch me.
It's like, we watched you lie on stage. What do you mean?
Yeah, it was ridiculous. But yeah, so alimony, we do a lot of these where we're showing that the other person's involved in a relationship, and we're going to come back for part 2 when we get in the other part of this where they're trying to hide assets, or how much money they're making, and that's another part of alimony too. So we'll get into it in just a bit.
Peace.
Yep, safe online dating. It's a big deal. So maybe you met the person of your dreams on Tinder or one of the other platforms, and you're getting ready to meet up with them in person. Or maybe you've been in a long-distance online relationship with them. You just want to know who they are. Well, we have a tool called TLOXP. It's only available to federal agents, police forces, and private investigators. Hey, that's me. And we can tell you about their bankruptcies, judgments, evictions, divorces, arrest record, important things you need to know before spending any more time with this person. All right, get to know who they are and confront them with it, or just break up with them, whatever your choice is. But you have to call us or fill out the information on the link below. You're going to hear from a real private investigator that's going to go over this data with you, go over the pricing options with you, and get the information you need to be safe online. Don't wait any longer. Click the link or give us a call to get started. The number is 866-910-7499. Again, 866-910-7499, or click the link. Hope to talk to you soon. Hey, we're starting out with the second part, and there's Victoria right on camera starting out.
Whoop, whoop,
dancing
whoop.
With her free throw shirt on.
Do your little dance.
She'd never heard of Saliva, the band, earlier. They were awesome back in
I like that.
I think Saliva was like 90s, early 2000s, but they were good.
Is that what you partied to?
I don't know. I don't know what I partied to. No, I try to block all that time out.
I feel you.
I try to block it out, Victoria. It wasn't we thought we were happy at the time, but we weren't really, right? So
we were very bad off. Yeah.
We were very bad off. Excuse me. So we're back at the second part of this alimony podcast.
Hiding assets.
Hiding assets. So we talked about the first part, physical surveillance, where we're showing they're cohabitating. There's another part to these, and this is where I'd like a lawyer to chime in. But some of these talk about if they make a certain amount of money, this is an illegal agreement, right? Mm-hmm. If they make a certain amount of money, then the alimony ceases. And what the receiver does is they pretend that they don't work. They pretend that they don't have a job, or they didn't receive a large settlement of some sort.
Yeah.
Or they didn't get some kind of inheritance from a person that died. Mm-hmm. We've had all those happen. Mm-hmm. So we're going to get into that right now. Okay. The first one, we've had them where they say they don't make that much money, so they're receiving this alimony. This also gets into child support fraud as well. I know child support's based off income at times, right?
Yes.
It is, I believe. And I'm not as versed in that as I should be. But with the alimony, was to have an example, say you're receiving $8,000 a month in alimony because you don't make more than $40K a year. Mm-hmm. All right. You got to pay for kids, a house, those things. Got it. Mm-hmm. All right. So and then they go out and they start their OnlyFans page. All right. Mm-hmm. and you can go on their OnlyFans page and you can see how much content they have on there and how many subscribers they have and all these things. You can see that number,
Yes.
and you can do some math and say, well, they're making an extra $80K a year off these videos or content.
Right.
Right. So that's a problem if you can prove that. All right. Now, a lot of people don't know or understand OnlyFans and these online income sources. So they hire us to do that.
Yeah.
Right. So we go out and show, and we do some mathematics there and say, well, they're making, they got this many downloads at this, or this many subscribers at this much per subscriber per month. They're making a lot. They're
probably a low ball because you're getting tipped and stuff on there too.
Yeah, you get tipped and all that. And and we can do some math there. I don't know how these online systems work, but I know that it gets reported to the IRS.
Yes, you got to put your social security number on OnlyFans and stuff
right,
like that.
I believe.
Yeah.
I believe you do. I know for social media monetization, which is similar, I have to put a W-4 in. I think, like we have to put our company information so they can report it to the IRS.
Yeah.
So, same thing. These companies don't want to get shut down for tax fraud, right? They're making good money. And but anyways, they go in and do that. We had one. She was a photographer, right? Just a regular photographer. Anyways, and she would go out and do family photos and those things. And we followed her around and showed that she was doing 6 or 7 sessions a day for weeks at a time, and she, based off her website, she charged about $200 a session. So and she reported no income, and she was getting about $10K a month in alimony.
Wow.
But this went on for several months, and we were able to show that, and this alimony was significantly reduced. We'll say that.
Do you have to pay, like if you're doing something like that, hiding your assets, you have to pay it back?
So if the person paying wanted to push it, they certainly could. They could push it and say, hey, I want this money back. Typically, they just want to stop.
Right.
Like they do the math. Hey, if I keep paying this for another 6 years, this is, $300,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
They want to. They just typically want to stop. Now, I think they could push it and probably get it paid back, because there's a fraud aspect to that.
Right.
They're being defrauded. So, we had a guy receiving alimony. I think this is the same guy. No, it's a different guy. We had a guy receiving alimony, but he was a handyman. He went around and did handyman jobs, and he was saying he wasn't receiving much money and got alimony from his former dentist wife.
Oh, wow.
Anyway.
Yeah.
And he got, I think his was about $6,500 a month he got for marital support. All right. How come I can't get marital support, Victoria?
Well, you're married.
Well, anyways,
you're married.
My wife's going to get some ideas here. So I'm going to check out of this thing and just chill, not to deal with him.
Becky wouldn't do you like that.
No, she wouldn't. She likes me on occasion. Yeah. I told her I can pick up heavy stuff and I can change light bulbs. That's about.
But she was like, "All right."
That's my only purpose in life. But yeah, this guy. But he was a handyman, and we followed him around, and he was busy. Like he was going from job to job, and his social media post, he would do recordings of him doing work. I'm like, what a dummy!
For real.
Anyways,
so stupid.
But he lied in his depositions and all these things and said he didn't do any of this, but then they presented with the evidence that he was working that we got, and she got hers went away. Nice. So the judge got mad and took hers. She didn't have to pay anymore.
Nice.
But yeah, those are a few examples. People hiding. We had one that received a significant life insurance and inheritance payout when her dad died. Okay, and she was receiving alimony, and she tried to hide that. All right, she tried to say that she didn't get anything, that her dad didn't leave her nothing. Poor old me, all this stuff. But
sitting there loaded.
She got a Maserati.
Oh my, really?
Yeah.
Loaded.
And she built a new home and got a new boat. And the judge was like, where did all this come from?
Oh my God.
And so we got in the court records and showed her, she actually got a loan for the construction loan and all this. And she had to put those loan documents were in the state record and showed what she wrote down her income, and she wrote down the amount she had received. She had her checking account. It was a bunch. We went in and found that and all this, but yeah, she got her alimony taken away.
Riding around in her Maserati. Oh my goodness.
She was special, but they think people can't find this stuff. I don't know why. Now, any person can go out and find this information, but they hire us for the time factor, right?
Yeah.
We get it done faster than they can, trying to work a job, raise kids, do this stuff at night. and we have the tools. We have some specialized tools to do it, but we have the people trained to go out and look for it too. What's your thoughts on this topic so far, Victoria?
I feel bad for that lady that was paying him $6,500 a month.
That was paying?
Yeah, the lady, the dentist lady that was paying $65.
Yeah, the handyman. He was an extra guy too. I don't know. He was getting all cash, obviously,
right,
and reporting. Well, I only made $8,000 last year.
Under the table pay.
Yeah, he ended up, we did the estimates, based off the amount of places he was going, what his average fee was, and all that. He's probably making $100K just doing handyman work.
Jesus,
trying to rip off the dentist lady. But he was kind of a dirtbag in their marriage too. Like he wouldn't work and stuff and played video games all the time. But
he ain't gonna work and play video games. That's a problem.
And then when he got divorced, he had to go do something. But he had skills, obviously.
Clearly,
yeah. If you got skills, go apply them. Don't be lazy.
And then for relying on her to pay you when you have skills to go make money.
Yeah, she made a lot of money. The dentist, she had her own practice and everything. But it was interesting. Those are very interesting cases. We putting the whole thing together. We've had them where we showed they cohabitated and lied on about their income as well. Okay, the photographer lady was lying about living. She had a guy living with her most of the time. Gotcha. Now, started out, it appeared that he would just come over like on Saturday night. Fine, kids ain't there, right? Come over, do your thing.
Yeah.
Be date or whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
But then it got to where it'd be Sunday night, Monday night, and we just sat there watching the whole time, and put that coupled it all together. And then again, she went on Facebook and blasted me about taking away her money. She's taking food out of her children's mouth and all this stuff.
Right.
And I was like, okay, we did our job.
Yes.
So you weren't the one that paid me. But anyway, now her ex-husband was ecstatic. But
I just can't believe you're making good money running your own business and you're still trying to do this illegal stuff.
Trying to scam people and stuff.
Yeah,
all those things.
Be more legit than that.
It's a one we work a lot. We get a lot of alimony, and it typically comes around tax time. So that's where we are now.
True.
People will say, "Oh man, I paid $30,000 this year in alimony." We just get to see what's going on over in my ex's life. And see what's happening.
So almost incomprehensible to me, that much a month from I'm so young and I don't make that much money. I'm like $6,500 a month to your spouse. Whoa.
For doing nothing.
Right.
For doing nothing. And then people scam and pull scams and it's not legit.
Right.
So, yeah, if you got more information on alimony stories, we want to hear it. You could either come on here and tell us about it.
Yes, call in.
Comment in the many social media threads that we have this on. You can see it on YouTube. You can see it on Facebook, a variety of places, or you can even comment on Spotify if you're listening. So, all right.
Call our number and leave a voicemail. We'll get you on the podcast.
Well, yeah, we'll get you on the phone if you want to do it. We'll do a call-in show. It'll be funny.
That'd be so fun. We just need people to call us in.
Yeah, we have to plan it out when we're recording. But yeah, that's all we got for today, Victoria. I'll say bye to everybody.
Bye, everybody.
And I'm going to say bye, and we'll see you next time on the Hidden Threads podcast.